Potter profile on the Bloody Baron. The Bloody Baron was born in 982. We do not know the Bloody Baron's real name, but according to sources, in the Welsh translation the Baron's name was actually Waldo, which might explain why he always addressed himself as his title. He was very proud of his appearance and wore a curly wig, almost Georgian-like, and also carried a sword. He's also known for talking in a hoarse whisper. When the Baron was 11, he became one of the first students to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, which was run by the 4 founders of Hogwarts. The Baron was sorted into Slytherin and was personally educated by Salazar Slytherin for 7 years. During his time at Hogwarts, the Baron met Helena Ravenclaw, who was the daughter of Rowena Ravenclaw. The Baron instantly fell in love with Helena, but she did not reciprocate his feelings. When Helena Ravenclaw stole her mother's diadem and ran away to Albania, Rowena became fatefully ill and asked the Baron to find Helena and bring her home before she died of a broken heart. The Baron eventually found her in the Albanian forest. When Helena refused to return home with him, the Baron became angry. He tracked me to the forest where I was hiding. When I refused to return home with him, he became violent. The Baron was always a hot-tempered man. Furious at my refusal, jealous of my freedom, he stabbed me. When he saw what he had done, he was overcome with remorse. He took the weapon that he claimed my life and used it to kill himself. All these centuries later, he wears his chains as an act of penance, as he should. After their deaths, both the Baron and Helena became ghosts and returned to Hogwarts, where they became the resident ghosts for their former house. The Bloody Baron's ghostly appearance still reflected the horrific murder of Helena Ravenclaw. Harry looked over at the Slytherin table and saw a horrible ghost sitting there, with blank staring eyes, a gaunt face, and robes stained with silver blood. No one at Hogwarts knew why the Baron was covered in blood. Everyone presumed he got it due to his violent nature. Even the other ghosts didn't know. Because of this, he gained the respect of Peeves the Poltergeist, who from then on would only take orders from Dumbledore or the Bloody Baron. According to Sir Nearly Headless Nick, the Baron loved to stay in the Astronomy Tower to pass the time, as well as scaring quite a few Slytherins in the Slytherin common room. On the 1st September 1991, everyone in Hogwarts was required to attend the start of term feast in the Great Hall. The Bloody Baron was very cocky this year, as Slytherin had won the House Cup 6 years in a row. "So, new Gryffindors! I hope you're all going to help us win the House Championships this year. Gryffindors have never gone so long without winning. Slytherins have got the cup 6 years in a row. The Bloody Baron's becoming almost unbearable. He's the Slytherin ghost." During the feast, the Baron sat next to Draco Malfoy, who did not look pleased with the seating arrangements. On the 12th of September around midnight, the Bloody Baron passed the Fat Lady's corridor more than once and continued to scare Neville Longbottom, who had forgotten the Gryffindor Tower password and was trying to sleep in the corridor. During the Halloween feast in the Great Hall, the Baron decided to haunt the dungeons. On the 31st of October 1992, the Bloody Baron attended Sir Nearly Headless Nick's 500th Death Day party and was avoided by the other ghosts because of his appearance. They passed a group of gloomy nuns, a ragged man wearing chains, and the Fat Friar, a cheerful Hufflepuff ghost, who was talking to a knight with an arrow sticking out of his forehead. Harry wasn't surprised to see that the Bloody Baron, a gaunt, staring Slytherin ghost covered in silver bloodstains, was being given a wide berth by the other ghosts. When the 1994 start of term feast came around, the ghosts of Hogwarts gathered together to discuss if Peeves should be allowed to attend the feast. He wanted to attend the feast. Well, it was quite out of the question. You know what he's like. Utterly uncivilised. Can't see a plate of food without throwing it. We held a ghost council. The fat friar was all for giving him the chance, but, most wisely in my opinion, the bloody Baron put his foot down. That same year, the Baron witnessed Harry Potter and Ron Weasley talking about Professor Trelawney's prediction of Harry's death in the North Tower. In 1995, a tappertyke of the bloody Baron was hung in the dungeon cupboard. A tappertyke is an arrangement of pictures in 4 parts. Because of this, the Baron chose to haunt that specific part of the dungeon that year. On the 22nd of April 1997, in the early hours of the morning, the Baron witnessed Albus Dumbledore returning to Hogwarts after one of his missions to find Lord Voldemort's Horcruxes. After reporting Dumbledore's return to Sir Nearly Headless Nick, the Baron returned to his favourite spot in the castle, the Astronomy Tower. While Hogwarts was getting ready for battle, the Baron attended a gathering in the Great Hall led by Professor McGonagall, as she gave instructions for the ghosts to help evacuate all the underage students and those who did not want to fight. It is unknown if the Baron returned to help in the battle. When the battle was over, the Baron, alongside the rest of the ghosts at Hogwarts, went to the Great Hall to mourn the dead.